Accenture just admitted that AI is not delivering results. So, why are they laying off tens of thousands of workers and blaming AI for it? Well, because it's not about the technology. It never was about the technology. It's actually about cheap labor, and I'm going to prove it to you. So here's the narrative that Accenture's putting out there. They are laying off. They just announced it in an earnings call. I think it was yesterday, saying that they're going to lay off. Right now, they're saying 11,000 people. I think it's closer to 25,000 people. They're laying off employees who cannot be reskilled, they say. But what they're really doing, and even Julia Sweet, the CEO of Accenture even admits that they are getting soft results on their big AI investment that they've been making. So that's the narrative. They're blaming AI, but the jobs are actually really going offshore. The bottom line is, if you're one of those people, if you're worried about being laid off, if you're, working Gen X in 2025, bottom line is you've got to pivot. So in this video, stick around because I'm going to show you, make some suggestions to you that I think you can utilize so that you're not one of those people in Accenture, those poor people that are being told they can't be reskilled. Okay, so here it is. Accenture plans on exiting staff who can't be reskilled on AI amid restructuring strategy. That is what they're saying. They're gonna who are unable to reskill on AI. Well, here's my question, and something that was called out in LinkedIn recently is how do they determine who cannot be reskilled? I want to know what the demographic is, what efforts Accenture did to try to get these people to be reskilled. What's really the whole story behind this? Blaming AI for it. What's their smokescreen? In other words, and heads up, if I was an Accenture employee or any employee who's been told the same thing, I would be really, really hesitant to sign the first severance package that they present to me because I think that this is something that you can poke holes in it. Now, Accenture is, they're a sophisticated company. I'm sure they've got all their ducks in a row, but heads up, this is what they're telling the street. But we are hearing something a little bit different. In reality, like I told you in the beginning of the video, I'm going to prove it to you that it's about offshoring our jobs. Let's look at something quite interesting that I saw on the layoff. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that screen and I will go to our next screen and share with you the proof that this is a crock of shit. Okay. So, and there's a lot of good information. People are actually saying that it's going to be something like 25,000, but job cuts confirmed through November. This was another um, article in Entrepreneur, but what you really need to see here, and here's where the rubber meets the road, is according to LinkedIn, job openings in India are 26,000. That's the number of people that they're laying off in America and offshoring. LinkedIn Accenture job openings in the US is only 1,000 people. So that's what this is really about. It's not about the technology. It's not about not being able to reskill people. This is the corporate slop. This is their playbook. This is what they want to do. And you got to have a heads up and be able to protect yourself so that you're not one of those people. And to prove it to you that AI is simply not delivering on their promises, I'm going to share something else with you that, in this AI hype, there's a lot of AI hypesters out there. Anthropic CEO says, he said this 6 months ago, said in 3 to 6 months, 6 months ago, he said that AI will be writing 90% of the code that software developers are in charge of. Now, they're not even close to that. I've actually heard reports it's somewhere to the tune of like 7% or 20%, but the whole AI performance and writing code is falling very, very short of where he had said it was going to be. And that's what you're hearing. And that's the landscape in corporate America today, especially if you're in tech. Now, the other thing that I think is very important, I want to share with you, and I see two things. One is promising, another one is just further validation that this AI thing is just not happening like they're saying it's going to happen. I have seen many, many reports because I am in IT services. That's partly my world. What I'm finding out is all of the code that AI is writing is actually crap. And there's a lot of bugs in it. So there's a lot of IT services companies who are then having to be hired by people who wrote code using AI and it's crap, and they've got to go ahead and hire a professional human driven firm to actually correct the mistakes to make the software work. So that is the landscape. But like I said, I do think that there is going to be something promising for all of us. I've got two things that I want you to stick around for. The first thing is back in the 90s, you may see this happening. This was a trend that happened back in the 90s. It was called job share. And companies like Condé Nast and Time Magazine and different big publishers used to do this. And I know this because I know people that had job shares. And so it was like would work 3 days a week and share your job with another rep who would work the other 2 days a week. And it was for magazines like House Beautiful and Mademoiselle and GQ and Fast Company and all that kind of stuff. It was actually a really, really wonderful model. And it was something that was pervasive throughout the publishing industry back in the 90s. Now, moving forward, what I'd like to see, and you may say, hey, Monica, that's wishful thinking, but there's a new term that's out there and it's called machine shareable jobs. And it's exactly what Accenture really probably could have done and where it may go, where you could work 3 days a week. I'm telling you what, sign me up for that right away. Where if my company were to come to me and say, hey, Monica, you want to work 3 days a week, we'll pay you 60% of your salary and you still get full bennies. And then the AI machine shareable can augment your job. That can be the part of your job that can be automated and all of that. And it doesn't require any human skills. Sign me up. I think that's the middle lane that hopefully we'll be going for and something for everybody to think about. If anybody in leadership or smaller companies or whatever, if they like that idea, give me a like because I love that idea. But that's one area of positivity. The other thing that I want you to think about, and I want to frame this up because I come from a place of, this has been my experience and I want to share it with everybody. So, many of you know if you follow my channel, I'm 55 years old. I have been unemployed, but I've been able to bounce back very quickly. And the reason why, and for two reasons, and what I want to share and suggest to you is that number one, I do a job that nobody else wants to do. I am in sales. So I'm doing human centered things. This is cold calling. This is business development. This is being a hunter. This is getting my butt on a plane once a week, going out, meeting somebody, taking them out to lunch. Now, the reason I bring this up is because at age 55, being a female in tech, I don't have to generally apply to jobs. And I'm very grateful for that. But the reason I don't have to apply for jobs is because there are jobs out there. You have to have the right skills in order to get the jobs. So I say that for two reasons. Maybe you might want to think about pivoting to a sales role where it's very client facing, requires a high level of human interaction and a high level of soft skills. So critical thinking, presentation skills, speaking skills, personality skills, being likable, all of those old fashioned things that we built our careers on forever. So that keeps me in demand. The other thing that keeps me in demand and is going to keep you in demand, and I'm highly recommending it for you, is to train, get AI skills. Maybe seems rather obvious, but there's a lot of people that are resistant to doing it. And there's a lot of people that really don't even kind of even have the first clue to which just seeing how AI is so pervasive everywhere. So with that, I want to make a suggestion to you. I'm doing this and I want you to think about doing this too, and it's free. So let me share my screen there. Now, Open Academy. Open Academy is ChatGPT's Open AI, and it's ChatGPT's learning portal. You can sign up. It's very easy to sign up for this. I highly recommend that you do it and start getting yourself AI fluent. You don't want to be one of those people. And if you remember, and if you follow my channel and you can watch the video, I did a video about how Microsoft was stack ranking their employees by their level of AI fluency, if you were AI resistant, or where you stand in the whole AI kind of attitude scale and skill set scale, high, medium, or low. So I think you're going to see this. I mean, Accenture's just doing it. Microsoft is doing it. I think you're going to see this. So it would behoove you so that you cannot be told that you're not able to be reskilled. You know what? Just counterpunch these people in this corporate slap shit. That's what we need to do, everybody. I'm sorry. It just irritates me. So I hope you don't mind. But anyway, I hope you got a little laugh out of that. But so go to Open AI Academy. I think one of these prompting with purpose is an event that's coming up in a couple days, just October 3rd. It's free to sign up, and I highly recommend it. They also have quite a bit of other, no matter what field you're in, other things that you might have interest in doing. As an example, ChatGPT strategies for educators. So if you're in school or a teacher, or maybe you want to make a course or whatever your line of business is, that might be something worth doing. ChatGPT fundamentals, you know, it was today. All right, but they'll probably run another one. No big deal. Using ChatGPT to spot scams. This is huge thing that's going on in recruiting right now. So if you're a recruiter, I would take that class and then I would start to socialize that idea and create a use case in my company and say, hey, because this happens all the time. And if you look in LinkedIn, you'll see people telling their story about how they were scammed out of money with all of this very, very high level sophistication that is happening. People fall for it. So that's a way that you can continue to make yourself useful. Anyway, I hope that this was, again, please, if you like my channel, I did grow hugely with the last video that I just did about social media posts and Charlie Kirk's assassination and that whole fallout. And thank you so much. Check out that video. You guys were absolutely wonderful. And in closing, I just want to say to everybody, because I got a number of comments about my hair in that video. I did do my hair. I know it looked a little bit nuts. I'm really, really sorry about it. I hope my hair looks okay today. I hope that didn't bother you. Anyway, I just say that to end our video on a little bit of a fun note on this Tuesday night, September 30th. Anyway, leave a comment and I'll see you next time.